what's up, y'all? It's Lee,
I'm Jordan.
and this is the Mind Your Business podcast. Join us weekly to learn how to mind your business.
Or at the very least, be able to tell people how to mind theirs, honey.
Drop the beat.
Boom.
Mind it, hope.
Episode 21.
Yeah, episode 21, Mind
It's
Your
us.
Business, the podcast.
We still here.
We're still here.
Y'all thought that the winter storm was going to take us out. It didn't. Okay?
Not the winter storm.
Yeah.
But all this
Y'all thought the
rain.
pandemic was going to take us out, but it didn't. Y'all thought that the flood was going to take us out, but it didn't. We still here like Noah's Ark. Okay? And so I'm here to let all the haters know. We here, and we ain't going nowhere. If you can't party at Bella Noche's, where can you party?
I bet they sitting at home like, didn't nobody ask for all of
What?
it? Ain't nobody saying
I just wanted
nothing.
to be very clear. Because after we passed that 20 mark, we're veterans in the game. Mary J. Blige hopping all across the stage, sliding, gliding, electrifying. Boom.
Well, all right then. So that was Jordan.
It was on my mind.
So episode 21. Woo, y'all! This is a weird season. That's all. That's what I got to say. I ain't gonna say nothing else the rest of the podcast. This is a weird season that we are in, and I feel like we say that all the time. And I know y'all probably be at home like, "Ooh, I'll be happy when y'all get out of it." But my God,
Yeah.
it's just, and it's weird because like it's not like depression. It's just a funk.
Yeah.
And how it's weird how you can be in a funk in some areas of your life and not in others. And that's a weird feeling. Like, not to say that I want to be in a funk in all areas of my life, but at least it's cohesive.
Yeah. There's not this up and down of emotion.
Yeah, that's what it is. They put you on a roller coaster. How was your week?
Friend, I had a pretty good week. So, your boy was in Miami. Okay, and it was a cool little laid back trip. It wasn't nothing major, just catching flights, getting flued out, whatnot. When you used to that type of life, it's nothing. It's nothing to me. To hop on a plane, fifth class. And be wined and dined with the crackers that they give you and the wonderful beverage.
Not you was riding in the cargo.
Oh, friend, I like to go for a very inexpensive price. Because, when I get to the place, I be balling out. And so I got to find where to cut and save, okay? But, it was just wonderful to be in the sunlight, getting toasty, brown and stuff, cinnamon-y like. It was nice to be by the ocean, listening to the water and the little whoosh. Your boy was in there. I had on bright colors, looking like Rick Ross Jr., and they loved it, okay? The Miami people wanted more. And I was like, I just can't give you more because I got to go back to work on Monday, honey. Like, what you think this is? They're crazy. But them downtown Miami people, y'all rude. And you're low-key racist. Okay.
Well.
Boom. I will be sending your manager an email on Friday because that's when I get more time to do my business.
And
I gotta go to work Monday.
As soon as it shows.
Coming from the hot boy who visited Miami. But I'm just saying. But I had a nice time. It was wonderful. I went with 2 friends. Yeah. Best friend was doing her thing. We went to the drag brunch. They served. I ate. And I came back.
Okay.
What else happened? Ain't nothing really else happened this week. I had a fiasco. I wanted to do my men nails, have them all painted fancy. I spent 4 hours at the salon, and I still ended up messing up 2 or 3 of them because they didn't put a top coat on there, and they didn't put me under the lights. And so that was a thing.
Yeah, that was traumatic.
Yeah, I said I'm never doing that again. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm never doing that again.
No, we're just going to go to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Maybe. I was going to send you this lady on Instagram because she have only a few days booked open. So I was going to send you her and be like, should I go to her? But I ain't do that yet. So, what else? That's it. I'm ready to turn up for Juneteenth, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for us to get our energy together on the weekends, friend.
Yeah.
Because, we get into this weird thing where we don't really move and we stay in the same spot, aka our house. But the city wants to hear from us.
Yeah.
I got a notification from, I'm checking my iPad, the Dallas mayor saying they wanted us to come to America. Saying that they were requiring our attendance at the brunch. And so, honey, if the mayor is asking for us, we need to be there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you got to work on that.
What?
I be moving. I work out.
I take care of my child. It's
two.
hard being a single mother. But no, well, were you done with your week?
I think so. Did I bring up that the mayor was asking about us?
Say it one more time. I don't think they heard it.
So I got an email from the mayor's office asking for our attendance at the evening brunch. We will be in attendance if Lee can get her momentum going because she don't be moving on the weekend. I don't know, but I be waiting and don't let never happen.
See, y'all see how you tried to do me? You know what? It's over. No, just playing. But so yeah, we definitely do need to start moving and being out and taking pictures and stuff. I think what it is for me, I work a lot. Okay. I get my overtime on the weekends. And so, on Saturdays.
That is true.
But, I can get up earlier and go to work earlier and then come home, take my nap, and be ready to go. I have to know in advance, y'all. I'm one of those people. I'm not a spur of the moment, hey, it depends. It depends. It just still depends.
Okay.
I
was waiting on it too.
What that say? It ain't recording. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. I hope it was. Yeah, it was.
Yes, we got it.
I'm one of those people, I be needing to know in advance. I'm really starting to think I'm an introvert. I think I'm an extroverted introvert. I like people, and I'm sociable, but I'm just so guarded with my energy. And I've just gotten to the point where, you call me and say, hey, in an hour, be dressed, we finna go to the club. It doesn't work for me. You say, in an hour, be dressed, we finna go eat, or we finna go do this, then yeah, but going to the club, that requires a lot of energy exchange. That's a lot of people, a lot of lights, a lot of hookah, a lot of alcohol. I have
a lot of people coming up to sign our autographs.
Yeah, want to take pictures. So, get there all in 2 hours. And the drive home is 1 hour. It just wasn't conducive. And I just kind of was in a weird place. I'd had a kind of a weird day emotionally. I was like, So I texted my friend and I was like, hey, I'm not going to make it due to mental reasons.
Okay. You pulled a Naomi.
A who?
A Naomi.
Who was that? Campbell?
Soccer.
Oh, yeah. Who's Campbell? Yeah, I was like, I'm just not going to be able to go. And then, having to go and be around a bunch of people that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't in the mood. I just wasn't in the mood. And I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer at somebody else's function. Yeah. You bring a weird energy. So I was like, me and her can get together and go have drinks or something, on a different day. But other than that, I had a pretty good week. This weekend, I was kind of in deep thought because it was raining and I was just Sitting in the house really wasn't much.
Thunder and rain.
That's how it was.
I'm gonna look up the lyrics.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know I don't know the words. And the overwhelming thought that I was having was you need to start moving more. You need to start doing more. You're feeling this way because you're always laying in the house. You go to work, you come home, you just sit around. And y'all, I swear, it's not like depression or anything. It's just routine. I think the pandemic kind of got me in that routine of we go to work and there's nowhere to go after work, so you come home. So now I'm comfortable doing that. But, I used to be out all the time.
Yeah, I found it weird when you was like, yeah, I'm a concert girl. I would go to
baby.
concerts.
A concert
I found
person?
that interesting.
I had to get on Ticketmaster the other day for
Did
something.
you really?
I think Justin Bieber's having a concert next year.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what it was. And
I
was
would go.
I was looking at the
I
tickets.
love the little Peaches. Y'all hear Peaches?
Oh, he just dropped the remix.
I heard. Well, I ain't heard, but I seen it.
It sounds good.
Okay.
It sounds
okay.
good.
Vibey music.
But
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I have not been on Ticketmaster or StubHub in so long. But yeah, I'm a concert girl. Yeah, I love me a good little concert. I love music. But I used to be doing my homework on the way to the club. Like have the MacBook sitting on my lap. My friend was driving my car. I'm over there typing. I got my phone hooked up for the hotspot.
Yeah.
Like that was me. That was me all the time. Put the MacBook in the trunk. I got a drink in my hand. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I think, things just kind of change and you get out of things and you make certain other new things happen.
Yeah.
And also, I don't be wanting to deal with a bunch of extra. Like, I've gotten to the point, like, I just want to throw on something cute and go. I don't want to have to do a lot of extra.
It needs to feel like an inflow experience.
Yeah, like, I don't want, like, getting up, putting on heels, that's nice sometimes, but it's like, we, like, 30, 31 now. Ankles ain't made the same, feet ain't made the same. I need a section if we're going to be up here in 5-inch heels. Like, it's a thing for me.
Yeah.
And so, I just be want to go somewhere it's a vibe, it's a flow. But yeah, that was my revelation. You need to start moving more. You need to start getting out more. Stop laying around the house so much. I used to just would go to the mall by myself and just, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. I don't do anything.
Those malls are sad though, y'all.
They are, but like
but
I do like Sephora.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now those are always happy places.
That kind of thing. Like I just used to get up and do stuff. Like when I first moved here, I was all over DFW. That's why I know how to get everywhere. I was all over the place, and now I just be like, no. So yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna work on. It's just moving more, enjoying life, because I don't want life to just pass me by.
Yeah.
And you look up and be like, yeah, I ain't been nowhere in like 2 years.
We're gonna do better.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do better.
Cause I be wanting to go places. I just don't be having nowhere to go. Nobody to go with me.
Well,
but
if you say you want to go, I go. Yeah. What that?
I have no idea.
So yeah. So that was my week.
Okay. So who's minding their business for you this week?
Honey. Oh, so you actually have stuff in the notebook.
Okay. I ain't slipping. I done went on a trip and I'm back. And better than ever.
Alexis Sky.
What she do?
Y'all see, I should be pulling shit out my ass, y'all. So, I don't know. Did we talk last week about that whole thing with her and Akbar? No, because
Akbar?
Exactly. I don't remember saying Akbar. So, I seen on the Shade Room. Now, I don't watch none of these TV shows to know where these little females come from. But from one of them TV shows, I don't know what they do. I think Akbar's supposed to be a rapper, baby. I don't know. But anyway, they went to the club together. They ended up having an altercation. It was all ratchet outside and lots of yelling. And then
I think I kind of seen a video of that. Okay.
And so then Akbar got all on the interwebs and was like...
In the interwebs.
In the interwebs. All across national social media. Talking about who knows what. Because she was doing a lot of yelling.
Okay.
I can't listen to that. But then she ended up saying something about Alexis Sky's baby being...
disabled.
I can't remember exactly what she said, but she did mention it. And she tried to be like, I'm not being mean, but you got a disabled baby at home. And I'm like,
If you had to say that, baby, you was being mean.
You were being mean. There was no reason to bring that up. She got smaller than that. When she was on Love and Hip Hop, she done got smaller. So when I was reading through the comments, because Satan lives in the comments, and I be trying to see where he stay. They were saying that she's always, the Akbar girl is always like this, always just picking, always ready to fight, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And the Alexis Sky girl, I saw that she had made a video. I don't really know what she said because I don't know these people no way. But it wasn't, it wasn't all that hooping and hollering. And then she posted a bikini pic and it was fire. It was everything. Body was looking right.
Okay.
And I was just like, I don't know how old y'all are, but y'all look like y'all too damn old. And I just wouldn't be wanting to do all that. Like, why do we have friends like that at this age? Like, all my friends that was like that, I left them a long time ago. We ain't beefed out, but I'm just not finna be around you.
Yeah.
If we can't go out, have a good time, vibe in my little dress, and go home and go to sleep.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Why are we hanging around with toxic people? But I really just like the way that she handled it.
Okay.
Because you could have went back and forth. You could have, because what they say, all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. More ratings if you do go back and forth.
But you didn't. And I don't know. I just like people like that. Because I'm not finna go back and forth with you.
Yeah.
So I like people that kind of carry themselves that way. So that's who's minding their business this week. You thought I wasn't ready. I wasn't.
They mad.
I pulled it out.
So for me this week, Simone Biles broke the record of most wins of any women at the U.S. Olympics in gymnastics thingy.
It was here in Fort Worth. Did you know that?
What?
One of my Facebook friends was like, yeah, I packed me and my girls up and we went. And I said, had I known.
Can you just go?
Yeah. It was so many people there. It was packed. Like it looked like some pre-COVID type stuff.
What? Well, we should have went. Oh,
I didn't
in Miami.
know.
I had got
It was
out.
Sunday.
I'm sorry. Oh, I was back.
Yeah, I think it was Sunday. I think it was yesterday.
Oh. What?
I think. But yeah.
Keep doing your thing, girl. Black Magic. I see you swirling, twirling, dipping, and flipping. Everybody ain't able, friend.
I swear to God.
Okay? And so I am glad that you are able. Very proud. Also, Megan, what's her name? Hold on. Megan the Stallion will be releasing a new single. It will be a bop. It will be the song that I listen to over and over again while I am in Mexico turning up. And I'm excited about that. That's some good minding your business as well. Oh, Beyonce was out there in them streets. My girl went to the basketball game because we be watching the basketball stars, the Brooklyn people, and they be slam dunking and stuff like that. And we was there looking good in our black and shimmery, and the haters was mad. Sometimes we do a real simple beat, and they don't be ready for it. But I was. Because I had already got my assignment, and I know exactly what to do, B. Thank you. Thank you for the color scheme for Mexico.
And I seen her mama had hopped on the interwebs to say something about anxiety.
Yeah.
But I ain't read it.
Well, that seemed important.
Did you read it?
No.
Oh. Well, no. Okay, so I think people were talking about because he always rubs her leg.
Who?
Jay-Z.
Who?
Beyonce's husband, honey.
Oh, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said JT, and I was like, the City Girls is rubbing all up on Miss Tina nose?
No.
Oh, okay.
What's Tina Lawson? But I guess people were saying that he always be holding her leg because she has anxiety. Yeah. Because she has anxiety, like it's a thing. See, she posted pictures of like him always doing it. They call it the Beyonce leg rub. And then she started talking about that's what you do when you love somebody.
Yeah.
I was like, so she ain't got anxiety, or
she probably do.
That's probably their love language. Love languages are important.
Yeah, they are. But either way, as long as y'all are keeping up with yourself and knowing the signs of anxiety, we good. I think it's more common than we think. It's just kind of watching out for the signs. So the constant mind racing, not being able to sleep at night, worrying about worrying, things like that. I even seen an article about it. I thought it was good because I think we should get the information out there that, anxiety is very common. Very common. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a biological beginning to it. Sometimes you can develop anxiety based on whatever situation or circumstances you may have been in. And so just kind of being aware of that, because we may be just like Queen. Okay?
Maybe.
Or we also could be nervous, because you got to know the difference. But if you're nervous, it's going to kind of go. It's going to go like a wave. It's going to calm down. You're going to be able to go to sleep at night. You could do something and focus your thoughts, and they're not running.
And nervousness is normally congruent to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to give a presentation. Mm-hmm. I'm about to sing in public. I don't know. I'm going on a date for the first time. It's congruent.
Yeah. I'm doing a split with my pants split, and can I make it back up after? Because
I'm nervous.
The people is watching.
Yeah, but anxiety, and anxiety can also be congruent. Mm-hmm. But when we're talking about like dysfunctional anxiety, because anxiety is something that you're supposed to do. It helps keep you alive. Yeah. It lets you know when maybe something ain't right. Maybe I need to reassess the situation. But when we're talking about like generalized anxiety disorder,
GAD, not
GAD.
gout. Because gout is, you get the fluids in your legs.
Oh, that's what that is?
I think so.
I don't know. I knew it was in your joints. That's all I knew.
I guess your joints. You got joints in your legs.
But when we're talking, like anxiety as a disorder, that anxiety is coming out of nowhere. There's really nothing going on. A lot of times you're having these feelings of just like things that are just not even congruent, to the situation. They don't make sense. It's out of place. And it can be very crippling. It makes it hard to function through the day. It makes it hard to be around other people. It makes it hard to function in whatever roles that you're supposed to function in, whether work, mother, husband, son, whatever. Because a lot of times you'll have feelings of inadequacy and feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you're failing those who you're responsible for. When in actuality, everybody just sitting around like, so we having pizza tonight? And you feeling like, oh, I should be cooking for my family. I'm a bad mom, So, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Do y'all want me to read what I got to talk about?
Yeah, read what you got, because I ain't got nothing.
Okay.
I just show up.
So there was an article in the Atlantic Journal, y'all. Oh, the disdain on your face, honey, because I'm well studied. You're mad?
Well, I didn't know it was because you were so close to the Atlantic this weekend that you read it. I didn't know.
It was, because I got flued out. It was almost international.
You was.
Okay, so according to this Atlantic Journal, drinking alone has negative effects. And since drinking alone.
Oh, I thought you said Dorica alone. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what, Dorica?
No,
okay. And so what it was talking about is that since the pandemic has occurred and we are at home, we've developed the unhealthy habit of just kind of having drinks at home. It also happened in the past, like during the industrial time period.
Revolution?
Yeah, that time. And so what, the article was saying was, do Americans really have an issue with drinking? And I've always kind of felt a little bit of that way because we celebrate everything with a drink. Literally, every occasion with a drink. And I love a good drink, don't get me wrong. But every occasion?
That's very common.
It is common.
In most parts of the world.
Well.
Because for a lot of places, alcohol is safer than drinking water. One. But their laws regarding alcohol are very strict. So you don't have people doing the fucking most out in the middle of the streets and stuff.
Good that you bring that up. Because they talked about our drinking compared to other cultures. And what they were saying was the drinking in America is a little bit more dangerous because drinking alone, chilling by yourself, doing your whole little thing it's more detrimental. Like if you go to Italy, they have a drink with every meal, but and it's social drinking. So when you go home, you're not having a drink.
Right.
You're not drinking a whole bottle, and it's also discouraged. And so I thought that was interesting because I really do wonder. And one of the questions that the article even brought up was, are we as Americans going to be honest about how much we are drinking alone at home?
No.
And so I think I can, because I mean, I have a whole bar, but I'm not drinking unless I'm going out.
Right.
Like, other than that, like, I'm pretty just
the bar is
cool.
aesthetic.
Yeah, I'm pretty just cool. Even on Friends Day, Wednesday, like, I don't have to have it because I'm not anxious around my peoples. I don't necessarily need it to relax. You know. But yes, I just thought that was interesting.
I have to have a drink on Friends Day, Wednesday.
Yeah, I know.
It's a thing. I like to drink when I go out to eat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't keep alcohol in my house. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Because there is alcohol in our house. We did not buy it. When Cade left, he didn't take it with him.
It don't matter.
Because I ain't buying a bunch of clear.
Sinning.
And it sits there. And it'll sit there and we'll keep it there for some occasion. We might need it to clean something. I don't know. But I tell people all the time, I don't keep alcohol in my house because I think that sitting around and drinking alone can be very dangerous. And it's not something that I don't want that feeling of I have to have a drink when I get home.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't like that thought, Now, if I was like living with somebody, like cohabitating with a partner, or if I was married, I probably would keep alcohol in my house more, but it would be more like, I know I need a bottle of wine for this weekend. I don't think that I would just keep alcohol full time because there's just, it's so easy to pick up a habit.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
And then you look up and you be like, oh.
Yeah, now.
I'm doing this every night.
I'm doing this every night. And then when I skip a day, I'm feeling funny. My body feels funny. I feel mentally strange. And in the moment, it's not really a bad thing. It's just the glass. Well, just the glass turns into, well, I'm going to just have 2. Well, I'm going to just have 3. And so, yeah, I definitely am really, really, really picky when it comes to alcohol in my house.
Yeah.
Plus, my parents didn't drink.
So my mom didn't either.
Yeah, my parents don't drink at all. Like, I gave my mom a sip of, like, some little drink one time, and she, like, turned purple. I was like, oh my gosh, she's finna die. Like, I got scared.
I'm like,
she was not okay.
I thought you was gonna say turned up, but then you said turned purple. I'm
she
like,
started turning purple.
Okay.
I was like, oh, sis, breathe.
Okay.
So, yeah, I could agree. And I mean, Louisiana. America does have a drinking culture. We do drink for fun. And when you took the fun away outside of people's homes, they had to bring the fun to their home. A lot of people were depressed and needed a way to cope. They lost their jobs. They don't have insurance. They can't go to the doctor and get any kind of medication, but I can drink this bottle of wine. That's $7. That's a lot cheaper than the prescription would be or the doctor's visit. And so I do think that coming out of this pandemic, we are going to see a lot of substance use issues. And I think it'll really start to resurface as people go back to work.
Boo.
Excuse me. Oh, gracious. Because we still have a lot of people who are not working or not working in their full capacity that they were working pre-pandemic. So I think once people, or even going back to the office, you may be working, but you're working from home.
Yeah.
And you can sit around and drink while you're on the Zoom calls. But if your job ever chooses to move you back into the office, you won't be able to have that. And I think that's where we're going to start to see that substance abuse issue kind of like in the forefront. So
I thought that was interesting though. I say, okay. Noted.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's very interesting.
So if y'all are drinking at home alone, just kind of watch your behavior. Watch what's going on.
Yeah, and I think just always being self-aware there's no harm in having a drink at your house, you know. But I think just being self-aware of behaviors, being self-aware of things that are not your norm, and how you're affected when those things cannot be present with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a telltale. If you start to get dysfunctional when you can't have a drink, something's wrong there.
Yeah.
You have a dependency. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say you're alcoholic, but you have a dependency. And, you know, check it while it's early and it's easy to check, because that can lead to lots of mental health and
alcohol is
physical,
the most deadly
alcohol
substance.
And Xanax to detox from.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start
Alcohol
having
will
lots
kill
of
you.
issues. It is dangerous. It is very dangerous. So just check yourself. Be aware. That was a good one, friend.
I know, right? I be coming across these articles because I'm well studied as I was flying out on the jet or the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I be studying, reading up in my 5th class seat. So my next article, because everybody knows that they wanted to, you know, is that there has been a surge in shooting and gun violence in America. So much so that the Time article is saying that Americans should prepare for a bigger summer of violence. And so I even heard on the radio this morning that between, I guess, the past few weekends, there's been more shootings and death in like record highs. And so,
Well,
I know we're working with, you know, on the political front to lessen gun violence, but I find it troubling, and I'm just trying to figure out, is it that many people out here with anger? Is it that many people out here with fear that then translates to anger and then allows them to go and shoot? Or is this just a result of the high, stressful, high political time that we've in, and this is the result because people are frustrated, upset, overwhelmed, saddened, etc.?
Well, I think it's funny that they say specifically gun violence. And, you know, I think whenever we have these conversations, like when you hear them in the news and things like that, people are quick to say, well, gun control. And people are like, no, not gun control. And I think the conversation needs to be, you know, if I have a gun and I don't ever kill nobody, there's probably a reason why. You know, either one, I was not in a situation where my life was threatened to the point where I thought I needed to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe my mental health was in check.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times when
It's the mental health
it's
factor.
the mental health factor, and people just do not want to hear that. They want it to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to be fair, guns really don't kill people. People kill people with guns.
Yeah.
And cars, knives, cyanide, whatever your weapon of choice is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we need to see.
I think mine would be ninja stars.
You probably shouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just saying, if somebody come up there with ninja stars in DFW tomorrow, they looking for you, friend.
Be like,
They're gonna be like international.
now I'm a spy.
But I think that we need to assess these people that who's holding the gun, and or why are you holding the gun?
Who shot the sheriff?
Okay. But yeah, I mean, and then too, once again, going back to the Panasonic, people have been cooped up in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like when the panoramic started, and we was like, people are finna be trapped in the house with their abusers. Children are finna be trapped in the house with their abusers. People are finna to struggle because they don't have a job. They can't get a job. Maybe your only skill was working this particular job, and now that industry was not considered essential or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's just a lot of frustrations that the pandemic brought. And so then if you couple that with somebody who's maybe not mentally stable,
Drinking at home alone,
you know, just different things, different frustrations. And I'm by no way making an excuse for it, but just saying that these are things that are contributing factors to crime
and
a
we
lot
can't
of times.
ignore them.
And we can't ignore them. And I feel like people want to ignore the mental health component. But I think we also, working in corrections, we see the people that come to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, yeah, you in here for murder and you're just as psychotic as you want to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Like literally not there.
So I imagine if you got a gun, you know, or if you wouldn't have been captured, who else would you have harmed?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So yeah, I'm really not surprised. My mom was literally talking about that today because you know she supervises the what do you call that? Dispatch.
The
Back
bosses. Home. She's the boss of the bosses. Shout out to Ma. Do your thing, girl.
Hey,
Sorry.
Mama. But she was talking about how many they were talking about getting a therapy dog or something.
Oh yeah.
For the comm center because of the amount of violence they hear. She just told me the calls that they got over the weekend, and I was like, okay, girl, like that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I can only imagine having to be on the phone and hearing these initial cries and screams, and that's just a lot. And she was like, it's a killing every other day. Which is why I don't go out when I go home.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, no, because
You trying to get caught up?
I ain't trying to be caught up in nobody's bad business. So yeah, I mean, mental health, it's really a contributing factor to a lot of things. And until it becomes not a taboo topic,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to continue to swirl.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So my last thing that I wanted to bring up is they have released the first treatment for Alzheimer's, the CDC or other people who send the meds out and whatever, in the 2 decades. It's supposed to prevent the plaque that is associated with Alzheimer's disease from forming in the brain.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's an interesting drug, and we don't necessarily know how well it will or will not work because, they have to continue on with the studies. They're long-term studies.
Right.
But I'm excited to see how this works because as someone my grandfather passed away from Alzheimer's. And so it's near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I often get a look of panic when I can't find my keys.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember a date, or I missed a meeting, or I don't know if I put the right name down for a flight. I get that, oh my God, is this a little bit of it, or is this the beginning? I even, talked to Pat about don't keep me in the house. Don't leave me around the kids. I don't want to fight you. You put me somewhere, I will be fine. I'm hoping I don't even know where I am if that happened. And so this was definitely some good news for me.
So did it say so do you take it after being diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or was this supposed to be a preemptive strike? But I think that is a disease, one that is horrible. It's horrible to watch the progression, but I think it's something that we can all kind of hold hands on because most people I know have lost somebody to Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it had a name or not.
Yeah.
When we're talking about our older relatives and stuff like that. Yeah, my uncle died from Alzheimer's, and I remember the first time he didn't remember my name.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so confused. I was like, Mama, girl, he over there acting weird. And my mom tried to sit me down and talk to me about it. I was like, girl, I ain't trying to hear that. And so just watching that progression was very sad. And I, too, get that same panic.
Mm-hmm. Because once you know it's in your family, you be like, well, you just never know. That's the idea behind it is you never know.
And especially as you get older, it's one thing when it's you're 16. I mean, you just be like, whatever. But as we're getting older and you don't remember things, it is scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's very scary because you think oh my God, is it early onset Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
What? I had a friend whose dad was diagnosed at 39. I was like, oh hell no, that's got to be horrible, for you and your family. So I'm happy that they're making moves with that disease because it costs a lot of people their lives where it shouldn't. So y'all continue with them clinical trials because anytime y'all start talking about new medications, I'll be like zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened in Planet of the Apes.
I kind of thought about that with, oh, did it?
It was an Alzheimer's vaccine. And they gave it to
I'm gonna go and watch
monkeys,
it. I love those movies, the older ones. I don't like. I mean, the new ones are okay.
I don't know what it was in the.
I love the old ones. Oh, it's so good.
Ones,
it's such a good statement on race. But you know, that's another rabbit hole. But yeah, so those are all of my articles. What you got?
Nothing. I already said bye.
Well, I thought you said
Oh yeah, so in Dallas, because look at here, let me get the man name. There was a rapper who committed, as I'm typing. There was a rapper, pretty young, who committed suicide. Last week.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get his name, y'all. Lil Loaded. Lil Loaded.
Loaded, L-O-A-D-D-E,
Loaded, like just loaded.
Okay.
Well, let me quote it correct. Death of a possible suicide. And it's the probable cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
Internet rap star arrested in a 2020 on a murder charge has died. I'm confused. So anyway, so when I was reading up about it, they were saying that initially his girlfriend had cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that the distraught and grief of that caused him to commit suicide. She then took to social media to say that I did not cheat on him.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I did not want to be with him anymore. And people were like, well, you should just stay with him. And I was like, oh, no, that's not the answer. And so me and my homeboy at work were talking about it. And I was saying, how, you know, there's like that running meme on like social media of when a female tells a guy, like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, and they be like, oh, I'm going to go commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be like female and male. That's just usually the way it's presented. Like, oh, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to kill myself. And luckily, I've never had anybody say that to me. And I can't imagine staying with somebody because I think that they'll kill themselves.
Right.
That's
low-key abusive, emotionally
it's abusive.
manipulative, like... There's a lot that goes there. There's a lot to unpack.
And I know me. I'm going to still leave you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be what it's going to be. And don't leave me and don't put my name in no letter. Because you are not responsible for anybody's mental health. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know, these are children we're talking about. I think they said he was 20.
Oh.
So I imagine she's somewhere around the same age. And
Mm-hmm.
so you have all of these people blaming you for this man's death when ultimately... suicide is a self-action.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're not responsible in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And even if she had cheated on him, to be fair, if she had cheated on him, she's still not responsible for his actions.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I guess you could say be mindful of people's mental health, but you need to do that regardless of what you're doing. You should always be mindful of people in the way that you treat them. But ultimately, we want to be... able to withstand being heartbroken. Yeah, it hurts, it sucks, I'm sad, I'm crying. You may have a few bad thoughts, those are normal things. Mm-hmm. But to actually take the route, that's not somewhere you want to be.
Yeah.
So that lets me know that he probably was a little troubled anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people do those things out of you could be fine and have an immense pain,
trouble,
and you go that route, and it's very in the moment. Nobody saw it coming. You've never thought about it before. Those things happen as well. But I mean, you were arrested for a murder charge. I imagine that there's some other things going on there, and it was, to me, it was kind of reminiscent of when Mac Miller died.
Yeah, and
everybody blamed Ariana Grande, and it's like, what? Granted, he didn't commit suicide. It was like accidental overdose. Mm-hmm. But still, and she had the whole world blaming her for this man's death. And it's like, I'm not responsible for his death. I'm not responsible for his actions and the way that he chose to live his life.
Right.
And I have the right to separate myself from an unhealthy situation from me.
Mm-hmm. And we assume that from the outside looking in, like, these people are okay. That mm-hmm. they are mentally stable and they have the dream. Like, the only issue is they had an issue in their relationship. And that's just not true. There's so many faces, so much behind the scenes of a person that keeps them going and moving and functioning the way that they do. And so we have to start looking at people in a multidimensional way.
Yeah.
And saying, okay, well, you know, yeah, he probably had a breakup, but what else was going on there? You know, and so I think that would be helpful because, you know, I feel bad. I feel bad for her and for him and his family.
And his family. And, you know, I think as she seemed when she wrote her statement, she seemed very well versed, but to me, you're still a child. You're still a child, and I hope that she is able to seek the help that she needs. Because then you have to start factoring in, well, could I have done something different? Did I miss a sign? Well, there was that one time he was talking a little funny and I felt weird and I ignored it. You know, survivor's guilt. That kind of thing. So,
and I'm assuming they were already in love. They were, you know, together, and you know what being together means as an adult and the emotions that get tied into it. So you already have the regular grief of losing someone, and then it's a suicide.
Right. And so there's just suicides are very difficult to process because they're very sudden and it's a self-action, and you're angry with the person, but you love them and you miss them, and it's a lot. And then, you know, when we look at him, we are talking about extremely young black male who, I mean, I don't know his record and his mental health history, but did you have access to the resources? I mean, like, do you recognize the signs of poor mental health? Because everybody around you is probably
the same,
just like you. You know, my homeboy at work pulled up one of his music videos, and it was a lot of weird behavior in the video. Lots of guns, lots of talking about killing, and I'm just like, you know, that's not normal. That's not normal, whether for, you know, for play or for real. It's like if I was friends with somebody who always played about killing people, I would be concerned. If, you know, and even with music, like when I always hear people talk about killing, I'm like, well, you're probably trouble. That's not normal. You know, so I don't know. It's very unfortunate, and I hope that all parties involved are able to find some closure there. And I hate that, you know, that was the route that he took, but I don't know where he was at mentally. So, you know.
Okay. So, who needs to mind their business this week?
I seen some people. Let me tell you, I was going to Chick-fil-A the other day.
You really did see some people?
Yeah.
Okay.
From work.
Okay.
And I'm, you know, driving to the plaza. And I seen some people on the side of the road. It was 3 of them. And when I was heading to Chick-fil-A, they were holding signs. And it said Trump 2024.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. They might
when I drove back.
I was not expecting that.
When I drove back, they was out there arguing with each other.
Okay.
And it was very visible that they was arguing, and a train was coming across the tracks. So I let my window down because I wanted to hear what they was arguing about.
And what was it?
That nobody was paying attention to them.
Oh.
But here's the thing, good or bad. So they, once again, publicity, all publicity is good publicity. They wanted somebody to come out there, pick a fight. They was willing to take that. I'm like, now one is 3, y'all. It was a husband and wife, and I guess their son.
Oh, man.
But everybody was an adult. And I was just like, you know, you have the right to want whoever you want in office. But it's 2021. We got 3 years to 2024.
We just started.
Just started. You don't think you need to put your energy anywhere else? I was just, but then for y'all to be out there arguing that nobody was giving you publicity, good or bad. And that was just really shocking to me. Like you were willing to you wanted a bad interaction, meaning I guess somebody come out there, argue with them, throw something at them. You are bothered and you need to be minding your business. You're not doing your work.
But that says a lot about perspective of the of some people, not the entire political party, but you know, we have so many instances of our previous guy that was in the office of saying, "Oh no, they did something to me." My hands are up. They did something to me.
I'm always the victim.
I'm always the victim, yet this was something that you orchestrated all along.
Mm-hmm. And this is something you wanted.
This is something you wanted because it draws sympathy for you and your cause.
Mm-hmm. And so I really was just kind of dumbfounded. I mean, I didn't care that they was out there. I was like, whatever. But I was really kind of dumbfounded when I literally heard them with my own 2 ears say that. And I just rolled the window up at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not dealing with that. So
I ain't gonna give you what you want from the Maserati.
Ain't. Because you come over here to this car, 3 speed bumps is what I said. Boop, boop. So, yeah, that's who needs to mind their business for me.
My person is Kid Rock.
What he do?
He used some homophobic slurs because I guess he was upset. So he was doing a show, singing or something, kind of crooning. Yeah, he was hitting it. And somebody got out the phone and started recording him. And he got upset. And he said, you can record this D.
Okay.
And he pointed to it. He actually said the word on your iPhones. And then he got even louder in the mic and said, you are all F words. Not the 4 letters. Yeah. And so, you know, Kid Rock, I'm assuming you I think you got quite a bit of some coin in the bank. I feel like you should be probably doing pretty well in life. But this indicates otherwise. I just, not sure where any of this came from, because you actually got a few of my favorite songs out there. I can't really think of one at the moment.
But when I hear it, I know.
Yeah. And so, in the nicest way possible, because I'm the nice one on the show, everybody knows that, you gotta mind your business. You gotta figure out what that was about, and you're gonna have to get some people out there to put a statement out there or something.
So,
or maybe not, because we might not be your crowd.
I mean,
but it was weird, man. It was a little off.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what happened.
I got a couple of questions.
And how TMZ got it.
So, I'm assuming he was not at an LGBT event or bar.
Hopefully.
So, for you to just start using homophobic slurs, that's like me performing for a bunch of Hispanic people, and then I get mad at one of them and I start calling them racial names that would be used for another group. Like, where does that come from?
Mm-hmm.
That is mental illness. But like my brother always says, you cannot take $5 out your pocket if you don't have $5 in your pocket. I have been extremely mad with damn near everybody on earth.
Mm-hmm.
White, black, Hispanic, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. I've never called anybody a racial name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I want a pat on the back, because those are things that you're not supposed to do.
It's just not in my repertoire.
It's just not in my repertoire. It's not in my verbiage. I would have to force myself to say those things because I don't say them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd rather just call you a bad little bitch and call you, going about my business.
A blockhead.
Anything. So for that to be what you went to during Pride Month,
yeah,
I have to wonder where is this coming from? Then to tell people that they can record your private parts, that's just weird. Like, and the only thing I can think of is maybe the person who was like pulled out the phone, he perceived them to be gay, maybe from like they were flamboyant, or I don't know.
It seems like he had an issue with all people who had phones who was recording them. So maybe he just don't like to be recorded. But either way, figure that out, Mr. Rock, Mr. Kid, Mr. KR, rockety thing.
He lucky anybody showed up.
Yeah. There was somebody that'll record something.
I guess.
And they must have sent it to TMZ.
That's what people do.
Yeah.
Maybe he was drinking.
Yeah.
Or something and was not thinking.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't sober.
He's weird. Okay, well.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's kind of all I got too. So,
Thank y'all for listening.
As always.
We are so grateful.
Yeah.
Like, share, comment, and review. Is that all? The same.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Comment and review may be the same, but you know.
In the coming weeks, like this coming week and next week, I do want to start engaging y'all. I want to try this again, engaging you guys on Facebook.
Hopefully her feelings won't be hurt this time.
Because the last time didn't nobody say nothing. And I'm just not used to it. I'm used to people engaging me on Facebook.
It was a whole thing.
It was a thing, y'all. I was at work. I was upset. So, but I mean, because I do want to start having that interaction because we have a Facebook page that just kind of puts out a post here and there, but we don't actually get to interact with you.
True.
And I kind of want to know my people.
She does.
That's my thing.
That's her thing.
So, yeah. So just be looking out for that. And don't be afraid to be the first person to comment because a lot of times people just don't want to be the first person.
And so I'll go be the first to comment.
Okay, that works too. But, yeah. Just letting you guys know.
And we're going to do the raffle. Don't forget about that. Lee was supposed to post it, but I guess she didn't feel like doing it last week. So maybe she's going to do it this week.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna post something about
Boom.
that. Okay.
All right.
All right.
For the YouTubers, stay committed. I'm actually going to figure out my storage thing on my, because I don't have storage enough to load the videos anymore, and so now I have to buy like an external thing.
How about I just bring you my computer?
Okay, well that may work.
It's just empty storage.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's soft.
All right. Well, you guys be safe. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
That jiggulator hit it though. You don't remember jiggulator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear the jigglators?
I just said that's what I would call somebody as an insult.
Oh.
You know what? You don't even listen to me.
Hey.